Hi, this is Elvira from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create another album using this heirloom stack by Die Cut with a View. This is actually album 11 or layout 11 from my heritage album that I'm creating with pictures from my husband's family. So I've been using this paper pad and I've been cutting out a lot of the cut aparts and also images from within the same paper to create a lot of my embellishments. So I'm trying to stay just using those papers or embellishments or even flowers and things like that that came from this paper pad. And I do use some inking. I am inking all the edges, and one common theme of all my layouts is that it has stitches around the edges and it has inking, and also it has a feather somewhere in one of the layouts. So I also am using the Martha Stewart punch. So I'm using this punch and I'm making some strips, and the way to do this punch is you just punch it out and then turn it over and punch again on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to just ink up the edges and start laying my pictures down on my album. So I'm just going to lay each strip of my border, one on top and one at the bottom. And that one's a little short, but that's okay. It's going to be covered with one of the pictures. So now I'm just sewing the edges, and if you have not seen me use this sewing machine before, the sewing machine is just that handheld sewing machine that you can get at Walmart or Kmart. And it's very handy to create just simple stray stitch. Now you don't have the full functioning sewing machine, so it doesn't do all the things that a regular sewing machine does, but it's pretty good for just stray stitch. So here I'm just laying all my embellishment. All these embellishments are from the paper pad except for that typewriter. That's just a stamp. But everything else is actually from the paper pad. So I'm just kind of making a little collage on the side there. I did put a doily underneath my typewriter. And then I kind of needed something underneath the family and ours, so I decided to just cut a strip of paper, use an arrow stamp that I have, and just create a little arrow and strip and put that underneath there. Now the arrow stamp that I was using, I created it with a stamping kit that I purchased at HSN from Teresa Collins stamp kit, and that's how I created that arrow. So there I'm just kind of recapping the layout. And the idea of this layout is actually from Project Life. I have a lot of pictures left over, and I only have 3 more pages or 3 more double spread layouts left on my 20-page album. So I need to kind of make sure that I put a lot of pictures on each of my pages. Otherwise, I'm going to have to add pages to my album, and I really don't want to do that. So here you see me kind of putting everything like in a grid pattern. A lot of my photos there are 4x4. And then one thing when you are doing grids with photos, make sure that you keep them even. That's why you saw me kind of moving and repositioning the photos, so that way all the borders are kind of in line with each other. So I kind of needed something also underneath there with the collages. So I got one of my stamps, and it's a Allie Edwards stamp from Technique Tuesday. And then I decided to put kind of some pearls beside the stamp. And that stamp says, "Remember this moment, cherish this story, celebrate this life." So here I'm just showing you how it's going to look on my album together, and just showing you each page at a time. So I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.